In the 9th grade, the boy stopped leaving the room because of bullying. One day he lost Verna in the future. But at one point everything changed. The girl said that she chose a guy for rebirth. He couldn't believe it. The girl said that she gives him unique magical abilities in the new world. But the guy still said that he wanted to sit in the room and watch anime. When he was reborn, he ended up in a castle. The guy was upset that he would have to start as a baby. At this time, the royal family rejoiced at the appearance of their son. There was a royal mark on the baby's chest. The king decided to start evaluating his son's magic. He hoped that his son would be an outstanding magician. But the ball showed that the boy has only level 2. It turned out that he only had barrier magic. The king was confused. He didn't understand how this could be. Parents began to be afraid that someone would find out that they had such a weak heir. Then they came up with the idea to announce that the prince died after birth. The man in the raincoat asked if it was cruel. But the king ordered to take the boy to the forest. At this time, the girl was worried. No one noticed that she gave the boy unique skills. She also forgot to give him an element. It turned out that the girl gave the reborn 1002 magic level, and in this world, devices measure only 2-digit numbers. The boy was left in the forest. He began to think what he should do. He tried to use his barrier magic. He managed to create a barrier. The boy easily controlled it. He decided to put himself in the barrier and thus he was able to move. The boy was glad of it. Suddenly, a demon appeared. The boy got scared and created a shield. He turned out to have a very strong defense. Then he started creating a lot of barriers and attacking the demon. But something stronger was needed. Then he started getting trees with the help of barriers. A lot of damage was done to the demon. But he was able to stand up. The boy began to think what kind of attack could still be used. Then he got a whole island of land. The demon was afraid of such power. He asked for mercy. But the boy didn't understand who was talking. The demon was lucky and still the boy heard him. The demon began to apologize for attacking the boy and asked who he was. But he couldn't answer because he's a child. Then he used the barrier to give him a voice. The demon wanted to know who this boy was. He called himself Haruto. He said that he was born into a royal family and was abandoned because of a small mana level. The demon said that the boy has mana that exceeds human limits. Then the demon thought that Haruto was a reborn demon king. Haruto confirmed that he is the demon king. The demon was surprised and admitted defeat. Haruto forgave the demon. The demon was surprised by the boy's kindness. He said he wouldn't touch him anymore. Haruto was pleased with the outcome. He said goodbye to Flay and began to leave. The demon couldn't believe that he had met the demon king. Then the demon stopped Haruto and said that he would serve him. The boy said he didn't want to make a contract. Suddenly he began to fall. Haruto has a problem that cannot be solved by magic. He asked Flay for milk. Flay said she would do anything to help the master. Flay began to turn into a human. Haruto didn't look at her and asked her to put on clothes. He created a barrier with clothes and dressed Flay. But it only got worse. Flay said that a mother can only give milk after mating. But she later apologized for her thoughtless words. Flay heard someone approaching. She offered to kill the stranger. Haruto said we need to talk first. He created a voice link between them. The man who was walking was stopped by Flay. She asked him what he needed. The man said he had come for a child who had been abandoned by the royal family. Then Flay said that this was not a gentleman and she would not give him up. But the man said that during this time the child was hungry and needed to be fed. Flay was angry because she couldn't give him her milk. Haruto was not happy about this situation. The man said that Flay was not suitable for raising a human child. Flay asked why the man was worried about the child at all. He said that his child died at birth, so he wants to save this child and he doesn't care about the level of magic. The man said he could take Flay as an assistant. She agreed. The man said to rip off Haruto's clothes and swaddle him. He decided to arrange the death of the boy. For the next 10 years, Haruto lived under the tutelage of Count Gold's magician. He wanted to leave when he stopped drinking milk, but he became attached to people. But there was one problem. His sister hated him. Haruto was watching her. His mother came up to him. She said not to worry about it. Charlotte got along well with Flay, and she was shy of Haruto's presence. Then Haruto was afraid that Charlotte might know that he was actually a 30-year-old man. Mom told Haruto to try to do something special for Charlotte. Haruto began to think about how he could escape. He studied barrier magic to make an exact copy of himself. But he couldn't teach her to speak. His father decided to teach Haruto how to use a sword. He said that Haruto has a low mana level, so he needs to learn other abilities. Haruto said that he likes ancient magic more. But a sword fight still needs to be tried. His father is an experienced swordsman. Haruto tried to use the barrier to compensate for his weakness. But he forgot to put a barrier on the sword. Then the father began his stroke. Haruto dodged easily. He felt that something was wrong here. He was checking his level on a 3-digit device, but it also showed level 2. At the same time, he can use magic very effectively. My father said that Haruto could become an elite swordsman. My father told me that he taught Haruto the art of the sword, also said that Haruto could be a reborn demon. There was a demon lover in the royal family. But the parents made a happy life for their child. His sister didn't believe that Haruto could be a demon.